Oh, no, yeah, you're right. Sorry, I was wrong. I thought that was his sister and we were in the past when she's still alive defending him. I didn't realize she was the... Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Stone-Faced Reactions. I'm Theta, this is Lessons, and we are back with another episode of modaozushi. We come back as we normally do with notes, comments, and a board. So let's go ahead and look at that board first thing, where we have the board changelog, where I added Jin Rusong and marked him as dead, connected him to Quin Su, and with a blue line, and Jin Guang Yao with a green line. That's debatable, I know, but for right now I'm keeping it as a green line. I connected Jin Guan Shan to Jin Guan Yao with a blue line. I connected Jin Guan Yao to Ni Ming Zhu with a red line, which actually that should be changed to a green line, I guess. And then I connected Jin Guan Shan to Wen Rohan with a red line.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I guess the whole Guan Yao thing is just very confusing to me, but I have a note about that. Not confusing, it's just such a mix mash of timelines and events and lies and half-truths, and he's a very complicated character for how they've wanted to write this.
Yeah. I'm going to clarify a name because otherwise you'll go like, that's not what I named it. I don't know him about that name, blah, blah, blah.
That's how I talk. Yeah. That's me.
That's you. Season 3, Episode 6, The Venerated Triad. So Wuxian turned into a paper machine. He's a paper machine. Paper mache man, which, by the way, according to Wikipedia, was a technique invented in China.
I'm assuming you mean paper mache is a technique invented in China, not turning into a paper mache man. Yeah. It's a thing we all can do. You didn't learn that in elementary school? Yeah. Theta? How to turn into a paper mache man?
Yeah.
All right. I'm remembering the ice cream product placement we got back in the first season. This 4 seasons grapefruit drink is so colorful and out of place that I can't help but draw the eye. Sorry, it can't help but draw the eye. And then we just have little paper cutout Wei Wuxian fly into it. I'm sure they got their money's worth out of this one. Thankfully, in the reaction, I was too busy harping on what the heck was going on with Paper Cutout Man to really pay much attention to Wei Wuxian seamlessly selling us on the flavor of the drink.
Yeah, and also it was carved in the bamboo cup that they made. They literally carved out the name of the product. Like, oh no, yes, this is exactly.
It was in English too, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was in English.
Yeah, I said it very much stands out. Like they just have a meal of this ice cream in the first season, and it's like it looks weird, but it's like still kind of in the shot. This is like front and center, and then he flies into it, and then describes the flavor and how good it is, and it's like,
yeah,
we were running out of funding, I think.
Yeah.
Also, be prepared. You're describing him as a paper mache man, and I think throughout I've called him paper cutout man.
True. Yeah. You're more accurate.
I have no idea. You looked it up on Wiki. I was just like, what the fuck is this? Because remember, in the episode, I was calling him gingerbread man. I know he's not made of gingerbread. It's just like, what does he look like?
Yeah. You know, those styles of commercials remind me of like old-timey radio dramas, radio shows in 1920s and 30s, where they would do that. They were like, oh, by the way, and grab the soap. Yes, this great soap from whatever.
The smooth flavor of Pall Mall cigarettes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Can you have me a smoke? Yes, Pall Mall. I said Pall Mall. Pall Malls are the best. Smooth, filtered, blah, blah, blah. They would
I don't know. When I was in middle school, late at night, I would turn on to an AM station that would have those radio plays, but they didn't have any of those commercials, so.
Wait, is that Ni Huizong asking for help?
Yes. That was literally him.
Yeah. The question is, what is he asking help with or for, right?
I don't know. He's doing it in his timid way, so it could be literally anything. I don't want to go outside today. Please help.
Yeah. Yeah.
I doubt Fairy would just bark at every leaf flying across the sky, so I think her barking at Wei Wuxian floating past in a piece of paper lends credence to my idea that maybe something is up with Apple.
Yeah. I have my pet theory that Mosang used soul is trapped in Apple.
I mean, that's what I said already.
Okay, 2 cloak figures dropped from the ceiling and they were wearing Sioux Clan robes.
They weren't.
Right?
They weren't. They were wearing cloaks. We don't see what they don't see what robes are underneath them.
No, you see flashes of the robes as they're running.
I would disagree, but I'm not disagreeing with what you saw. I'm only telling you that I didn't see it.
What you saw? Yeah, I mean they're wearing like gray brown cloaks, I think.
Well, here's my thing. My
Very-
next note is literally about them too, I think. So I'm just going to continue on. We still have to figure out who sent the letter. The two figures running off before Jin Guanyao shows up would be the obvious culprits. That would also seem to imply that they are working against him, suggesting that the spy master and he are at odds for whatever is going down, should they not turn out to be one and the same. Remember that we saw the spy guys reporting to a Su clan person as well as Jin Guanyao.
So Guan Yao murdered his own son and apparently was a lunatic before he married Queen Shinzu.
I'm slightly confused as to if he did murder his own son or if he murdered her son. That it could be a pre-existing child in a relationship. He married a woman who had a son. It could be.
The implication, I think, is that their young child, because she says even a tiger does not kill his own cubs.
Yeah, but I think she was just spitting that at him. I don't know that has anything to do with facts. I don't know. I don't know either way. It's just the way that he is reacting to it. It kind of has the sense of, say you're the Empress Dowager or something, right? Yeah. And you have an existing son who's the prince, and he will be king or emperor or whatever someday. And then the Empress Dowager marries into somebody else, and that person kills the prince to ensure that he is next in line to be whatever, right?
Yeah.
That the sense of that I'm getting here is that he had to die. Why did he have to die? And that's, I guess, where my brain started going, that maybe he is a pre-existing familial relationship before Guan Yao joined in.
It's a possibility.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, there's a lot going on with Guan Yao that I just don't parse together. Who needs to go through all the effort of setting up a teleportation ritual when you can just connect two mirrors together? How have we not just made a bunch of mirrors to fast travel to locations across the realm? I know mirrors would be a rare and expensive thing in what would have to be the equivalent real-world time period, not to mention fragile, although I don't know about this one. I'll get to that soon. But this is something else. So I said I don't know about this one because this one seems to be more of one of those really highly polished metal and not an actual glass. Sorry, I also recently recorded a reaction to a trailer for Apothecary Diaries, and that is a thing in Apothecary Diaries, how fragile and expensive and high status a mirror is. Equivalent time periods is what I'm saying. Although that is, Apothecary Diaries is a Chinese analog as well, now I think about it.
Yeah. Continuing with the murdered son. Also that he murdered his own son at the tower. Perhaps Rusong discovered the true nature of the towers and his father murdered him to cover it up.
It's very much implied that he killed him as a child. I don't know, the way you said that, discovered the thing, had to kill him, it seems to me that you were giving him, I guess at best, teenager agency. I don't know that a small child is going to have to be killed for such a thing. Although, thinking back to the first episode of Game of Thrones, he saw us having sex.
Yep. Things I do for love.
I didn't make any connection between Jin Guanyao and Mo Zanyu just yet. The idea that one may have contacted the other regarding the sacrificial ritual is still on the table, but it's just as likely that Jin Guanyao retrieved it from the Mo residence after the fact. We really need to have more in order to know more.
I have a note that also talks about that. And if you doubted that Yao was a bad guy, he just happens to have a personal dungeon with a table for human sacrifice.
Just say that. We don't know that it's actually for human sacrifice. He just happens to have the record and a table. That doesn't make the table for human sacrifice.
And the chains on the wall.
I don't know that Yao is a bad guy. That's my problem. That's my confusion. That's not my next note, though. There's a lot going on here. Like, these are all things I could imagine Wei Wuxian would also have. Do we think Wei Wuxian is a bad guy?
If he's in a journey of redemption, then he was at some point, or came close to being.
I don't think that has anything to do with having those items, though. Also, you'd have to think, I think maybe Mo Zanyu was a bad guy.
Maybe.
He did wish for 3 people to die. That was your note. Okay, so Ning Mengzhu's head is here. We found it. Additionally, rewatching on another brighter monitor, I didn't see the black mist surrounding Paperman while we were recording. So that is clearly the visual for resentment that we'd seen in the past. So I guess Ning Mengzhu's head contained his resentment, and it lashed out at Wei Wuxian's paperboy body and tore him out of it. I guess I had just a bunch of names for that thing. I got that much. but how we suddenly went into an empathy trip is beyond me. And more than that, how Lan Zhan ended up here from God knows where. As far as I know, he was still back at Lan Ling, and we seem to have gotten teleported to Yunping.
Well, there is a flash. There's something that happens.
I also know that Lan Zhan's body, Wei Wuxian's body is next to Lan Zhan, so this could just be, what do we call that thing? Fuck, there's so many places I know this word, but I can't think of it. When you're doing, it comes up in voodoo, for example.
A trance?
No. When you have, a part of something that belongs to somebody, and it's, the connection between you and them. There's a specific word for it. It's used all the time in Iron Claw, a game that we both played. And
phylactery?
No, I'm not. Sorry, I'm not even trying to think of the word anymore. You got the impetus of what I meant because I told you the entire definition of it. My point being is that Wei Wuxian's body is there. Although technically that's Mozan Yu's body. So if that was the actual thing that he was doing, that he was just connecting his spirit to Wei Wuxian, Wei Wuxian's spirit's not in Mozan Yu's body anymore. And if he was using his body as a connective device to project, then if we were right and Mozan Yu's spirit was in Apple, he would have projected himself to Apple because the body belongs to Mozan Yu, not Wei Wuxian. Then stop trying to prove me wrong and just follow me on the journey.
Yeah,
I think we would have waste a lot less time today if we just stop arguing with one another.
I'm not arguing.
I know, I'm just trying to nip it in the bud ahead of time.
When the paper doll thing did the whole thing would grab the mouth and all that, very cutesy. One of the things that Lan Zhan does is he basically puts a sign on it, and you see a little.
No, that was the indication of the spirit. Was my read. Also, I can't help but think that when he falls down the mouth and does that little thing right there, that's so he can get a little drink of that Four Seasons cock, whatever the fuck it was, because he smiles a little bit, and they paid extra.
Yeah, and then when the head shoots all that resentment, you see that sign spark again.
I think the problem here is that we had two different reads on what that means. For me, that was the spirit being attached to the Paperboy doll.
Oh, the spirit was already attached because he was already moving, so it didn't need that.
No, that was glowing there while he was first moving. That was I'm just telling you my interpretation. I'm not trying to have any arguments today. As I learned from Vinland Saga, I have no enemies, which was also the stupidest thing I've ever heard from that show, which is why nobody likes my reaction to it.
Okay, my next one is a recap to something you already put up. Did Yao take the documents from Mo Sang-yu's room, or did he leak them to Mo Sang-yu? In other words, which came first, like you said? Mo Sang-yu found them or was given to them by Yao, or he already had them, and Yao went to the room like, here they are. I'm going to grab them.
Right. As I said, need more information. All right, well, the next is going to be my final note until we get to my divergence from the novel section.
Okay.
I don't know what to think of Meng Yao. The things people said about him before Ning Mengzhu stood up for him are exactly the same things he says that they were saying at the field, where he's killed all of them after not showing up at the camp in the first place. The battle plan the guy tries to submit and gets rejected is in his handwriting, and he claims that it was stolen from him. At the same time, he went through all of this training to be able to prove himself and rise above exactly what he is using as an excuse for having killed his leader. At the same time, he had a completely dispassionate and distant look on his face before he went to groveling. Considering where he ends up, it's hard not to believe it's not all an act, while at the same time, it could be easy to read as the misconception that ends up leading him down the path he ends up anyways, especially considering his subterfuge among the Wen clan. He rocks back and forth over both sides of the line, to the point that when he says a child had to die, I'm not sure if he's up to something nefarious, or if he has a legit reason for the child to die. Again, the added aspect that also him and the spy master might be on different sides of things. Again, once again, assuming that he's not the spy master, that whoever the Sioux clan guy who's getting reported to is either the spy master or just somebody else in the loop. But the point being is, he could be another Wei Wuxian character, a misunderstood person from the outside looks to be evil and nefarious, but through a bunch of misunderstandings is actually working for the greater good. Who's to say? He says the child had to die. Just throwing this shit out there. What if you had a mystical power to put people's souls in other people's bodies, and you took Hitler's soul and put it into a child? Do we not stop it? How many people out there say they would kill baby Hitler?
Yeah.
Do we kill baby Hitler again? Not for nothing. The new body he's in is called Damien. Like, do we not? How far do you have to go? Like, I'm just saying, I don't know, and I'm not like putting out there that their child was actually Wen Rohan being reincarnated or something. I'm just throwing out there that we don't know enough. It all looks bad from the outside. Well, not even that. My problem is it doesn't all look bad. Again, the fact that he did kill Ren Rohan, and all of it seems to be a long-term setup to infiltrate the Wen clan and do all these things, and not for nothing, they do form whatever they call that, the triumvirate or whatever.
The Venerated Triad, which is the name of the
yeah, they do form that. So clearly, it comes to like forgiveness and everything. However, I do foresee that the key poisoning or whatever is probably going to come back to him. I don't know. I have a hard read on the guy.
Well, I have a couple of more notes as it is, and one that covers a lot of ground, but not this one. So Lansan used empathy to rescue Wuxian's soul from being trapped in Ni Mingyu's head.
Well, no, because empathy wouldn't trap you there. You would just be seeing stuff.
No, he would be trapped, and they used empathy to reach out to him.
All right, once again, listen, just giving you my interpretation here, but I think he would have gone on a spirit journey by himself, and Lanzan just joined him for it. I guess my problem here is also that I have my divergence from the novel thing, which I pre-read, so it seems to me to indicate that he would have just gone on a spirit journey. It doesn't seem like empathy traps you. Oh, I guess it can trap you if you don't have the bell. But see, the thing, he's in there with him, so he wouldn't be able to ring the bell to wake him up anyway. Wake him up. I don't know what they're in a trance, I guess, but remember back when we did it with the ghost? No, back when we did it with the ghost, there was the threat that they might not be able to wake up from it, so they had to have somebody on the outside to ring a bell. And we don't have anybody out there now, so there is the element that it could trap you. But I'm saying that the element is he would have gone on a spirit journey to see Ning Meiju's memories. It's not that he would have been trapped in his head or in a spirit realm or something.
It seems Zhao has been playing everyone since the beginning. His ultimate goal was to gain the acceptance of his father, and when that failed, to gain control of the clan for himself. A man that so easily disguises his true nature, and since he had the intimate knowledge of the Wen Palace, he and his agents were in the perfect position to spring the trap on Wuxian. We didn't see the face of the person who freed the Ghost General and cast a counter charm in the ruins of Nevernight, but now it seems he may well have been Zhao, since he was not among those on the stage. The question is, did he also use his sword to kill Yang Li so as to push Wuxian over the edge? I went back to watch that episode and see the whole battle.
No. I thought about it too. Obviously, I wouldn't write my whole "I'm confused about this guy" thing without considering all the vectors. And I know it seems like I'm probably going to be saying this only because you just read a note declaring that he's the bad guy, and I have an argumentative nature about me. I think he actually might be the good guy, and I'm saying this because while you were reading your note, I was thinking about something, specifically triggered by when you said he was trying to earn his dad's trust or something. The element is that Meng Yao is the child of Guanshan and a prostitute, right? Basically, kind of the same story that Mozan Yu has. Yeah, and I think if they're doing a mirror to the two, then it could be that Meng Yao is just misunderstood by the actions that he's been forced to take in order to accomplish the victory that they eventually had to get over the Wen clan. And that, it kind of seems like they're doing a thing where we're going across time, and he could be sort of the Wei Wuxian character in the present, and they're presenting it this way, and he might be doing bad things for good reasons. I don't know, I'm just kind of thinking that, and the fact that we have a double play here of somebody's working against him, the spy master or whatever, that the element at play could be that they are the bad guys, and he's working against them, and they're up to something nefarious that we have yet to uncover, or whatever. I don't know, we're so close to the end that the element being that there could be some other thing to uncover seems more unlikely, and it seems more likely that we are just now uncovering the actual bad guy isn't Gao, but I just kind of feel like there's something else there. There's so much going on with this guy that rings true to other characters that I feel like something else is there.
Oh, it was the Su assassin who freed Mingyue, Mingyue from prison. Was Zhao working with the Su that far back?
I don't know. They kind of imply that he did it. He's the one that got you free.
No, because you see a guy dropped.
No, I'm talking
wearing...
about Ling, Lanzan's brother, Lan Zishen or whatever.
Yes,
he says that at Nevernight, trying to stop Ning Mengzhu from killing Meng Yao. He says he's the one that got you free. So
yeah,
he directly attributes it to him. Yeah, no, I'm saying, I understand you're saying that, yeah, he could have had other people do that, and then Lan Zishen is just saying he did it in a transitive property. It was my hand that signed the paper, so obviously, one of those. Yeah. But I'm just saying that he said it was him that did it. So, in my mind, I've directly attributed. And not for nothing, he was infiltrating the Wen clan at the time. He could have literally done it.
Yeah, but also risk being discovered as well.
Well, I mean, he didn't get discovered, though. That's the thing.
Okay, this is a bit of theory crafting, pulling out of my left sleeve kind of scenario. For my last note. Wait, we know that Su assassins are familiar with the Lance clan sword techniques, and it is Lang Zishen that convinces Ming Yue not to kill Yao in spite of what Ming Yue saw Yao do to the Yin. And after that, they become the Venerated Triad. So could Zishen be part of this the whole time, right? Zishen, I should say it.
Oh, Lang Zishen?
Sorry,
I'm trying to think. Once again, I'm not like mocking you for saying names differently. I just literally thought you were talking about a character I couldn't remember. I guess there is when the Wen clan burned Guso, Lan Zishen hid out in Yunping with Men Yao.
So he could have taught those techniques. In fact, he was teaching.
I'm not even going on about that. I just mean that they spent a lot of time together alone.
Yeah.
Unaccounted for. Like, we don't know what went on there. Yeah. So I'm not coming to any conclusions. I'm just leaving that on the table. Here's all of our evidence on the table.
Yeah. And when Zishen comes back, he comes back with the remnants of all the clans that supposedly have been destroyed or conquered by the Wen. Like, oh yeah, look at all the people I brought with me. Yeah,
they're from the clans with everyone.
Yeah, like, oh, okay, now we have a chance, right?
That's like tens of thousands of people in the war.
Yeah. So yeah.
Again, though, this just leads to different conclusions. Once again, you've already decided that he's the bad guy, and I'm on the table. He's riding the line. I need more evidence. So, all I'm saying is that if you believe he's the bad guy, that then puts Lan Zishen into the bad guy category, whereas I'm on the side where I haven't figured it out yet. So Lan Zishen might not be betraying his brother, in my view.
And his clan.
Well, it all depends, right? You're not betraying the clan. Wait, Lan Zishen leads the clan, so he can't be betraying the clan. The clan goes where he goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So betraying his brother. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you can still. It's like saying the president can't do anything wrong. I'm not saying that. Well, this isn't like the same. It's just, we don't see that many Lan clan members anymore other than the juniors. Like before when we saw like all the Jian people, and then we killed a lot of them, and then a lot of them came back, and now they're just 3 guys. Was that your final note?
Yeah, that was my final note.
All right, well then, divergence from the novel. In the novel, Wei Wuxian had to cut out the Paperman shape. In the animation, a blank talisman morphs into the Paperman shape by itself during the spell. In the scene with Jinling and Fairy... there's no punctuation here, so it just reads weird to me. In the scene with Jinling and Fairy is unique to the animation. Moreover, although Nihon Song does consult Lan Zishen and Jin Guanyao for help, the scene takes place in the Blooming Garden in the novel. In the animation, the scene is set on a bridge. Although Qin Su is distraught in the novel, she does not pull any weapon on Jin Guanyao. I mean, it's a hair needle. I don't know that I'd call that a weapon.
It is if you get stabbed with it.
I was on the lessons I was about to say. A spoon is a weapon if you get stabbed by it. It's not by default a weapon, though. Once more, Lan Wangji is not present during empathy in the novel, while he is in the animation. Although the novel features discussions of Wei Wuxian's contentious relationship with Lan Wangji, he does not witness one of their fights in the novel, while he does in the animation. The novel does not mention the location of Long Zhishen's hiding place. The animation specifies Yunmeng. In addition, Ni Mengzhu notices Meng Yao on his own in the novel and does not learn about Meng Yao's first meeting with Lan Xishan. In the animation, Lan Xishan introduces the two with this story. Lan Xishan is thus not present for the gossiper scene in the novel, while he is in the animation. Furthermore, the gossip scene takes place in a cave in the novel. In the animation, it is in a city. Ning Mengzhu does not appoint Meng Yao as his right-hand man for a few more months in the novel. In the animation, he appoints him right away. Meng Yao's token from his father was a pearl in the novel, and it was destroyed when he approached Jingguangshan. In the animation, it is a token emblazoned with a peony, and he keeps it with him during the war.
Which is the yin. We were talking about the flower, right?
Well, if this was the old board, you'd remember that I put the clan symbols up with their names. So yeah. Ning Mengzhu does not see the commander stealing Meng Yao's ideas in the novel. He only hears of such when Meng Yao explains his reason for the murder, as I mentioned, and I'm sure you remember. In the novel, Meng Yao mocks the murder of Ning Mengzhu's father. In the animation, he simply forces Ning Mengzhu to kowtow to Wen Rohan, who is later killed to begin the end of the war that day. In the animation, Ning Mengzhu is rescued and helps lead an attack on Nightless City several months later. Sorry, we always call it Never. City. Yeah, I know. It's this. Yeah. Shit, there was a thought that I actually had here. Oh, that's right. That's why I tied Ning Mengzhu to. No, I already did that. When did I tie him to? Jingguangshan to Wen Rohan with a red line. Sorry, that was something about killed his father that I attached or aligned to a character I didn't have before, and it was in my notes, but not going back over that. All right, well, to comments then. We got Sainomini. With regards to Jian Cheng's name, 3 poisons refers to a famous Buddhist phrase regarding the 3 Buddhist poisons: greed/attachment, hatred/aversion, and delusion/ignorance. Sorry, for some reason I thought it was avarice. I was like, wait, no, aversion. Being the root of all turmoil. It's also the name of his sword, Sandu. Jian Cheng himself is referred to as Sandu Shengshou, Shengshou meaning holy hand or master. So he's the master of Sandu, his sword. Jingqian is interpreted by many readers as embodying these emotions, in particular anger. Regarding Wei Wuxian's sword, Subian, whatever. There are some physical characters. It has a dark scabbard with a minimal ornamentation and a bright silver blade. He also doesn't have it at this point in the story and doesn't use another sword, only Qingqing. Regarding the cat corpses, I'm no expert, and I don't want to say something that isn't true, but it's possible MXTX,
the writer,
was drawing on Chinese folklore or religious imagery. As far as I'm aware, the novel never explicitly explains why cats were chosen. What is clear is that investigating unusual, potentially supernatural incidents is a part of a cultivator's job during night hunts. So a trail of mysterious animal corpses would naturally be something the juniors were expected to investigate. Yeah. So I guess, my first 2 thoughts are minimal ornamentation is what I refer to when I'm saying that his sword has no markings or whatever. That he's just got like a straight blade with like nothing on it. And when it comes, I'm not questioning why they're investigating all the cat killings. I'm questioning what it has to do with their current investigation. They are attributing the cat corpses to what's going on, and I'm questioning what the connection is, because otherwise all that we're doing at this point is bringing up the cat corpses without anything else. Well, I have no idea about their financial situation.
Anything else?
Well, I was waiting to see if you had any response to the comment.
I mean, not really. There's just observations of things that we said and that don't really change anything or contravene anything that we were speculating on. So, so like, we didn't think about that. Okay,
cool. Well, I mean, we literally didn't think about that. So,
I mean, the cats being happenstance is probably the.
Well, I meant more so the Jian Cheng naming thing.
Oh yeah, we didn't know about that one. Yeah. But he's not. Oh yeah, he's supposed to be a Buddhist. The only ones that are supposed to be Taoist.
Or two of them,
Yeah, the two best friends.
unless they're
So
all
yeah.
Taoists and they're just not like being evangelical about.
No. But the only people that are literally mentioned, oh, you're a Taoist. You're,
I know,
that
lessons.
kept
That's literally what
repeating.
I just said.
Yeah.
I said a bunch of them could be Taoists. They're just not talking about it.
No, but it's not something that he talks about. It's something that other people talk about him, or used to, because now he's dead.
Well, I don't know who you're talking about when you say him.
Okay, let me show you who I'm talking about.
I'm not looking at the board anymore, lessons. I closed that in preparation for being ready for the episode.
Yeah, no, but I'm going to search
just say
for
you're
it.
talking about the two people we already talked about, right?
Well, we're talking about the whole people, the whole Yi City subplot.
Yeah, the two people that were Taoists. I'm saying that
Yeah.
other people could be Taoists. They're just not talking about it.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to clarify here, not contradict, clarify, is that they themselves don't speak of themselves as Taoists. Other people refer to them as Taoists.
Yeah, I get that.
So
I'm
I
just
think
saying that doesn't mean that they're
the
not.
default, the default might be that
I'm
everybody
saying that
considers
they could be calling them Taoists as an insult. Because that's the reason why some people are being called Taoists. They're using it as an insult because they're going against the grain of what other people are doing. They're being discriminatory. In which case, maybe not everybody is being discriminated against. So I'm just saying there could be a bunch of Taoists, and people aren't like, hey, you fucking Taoist, all the time.
But yeah, the whole three sins, I guess. No, they're not sins. They're just the three stumbling blocks in Buddhism to reach enlightenment.
Well, that's why I thought it was going to be avarice, because it's you. Well, the first one was greed, so I guess that's taking the same spot. Because that's the famous one. The root of all evil is desire. For things, for stuff.
But yeah, I think we should move on from this, because we're going to just spin our wheels here for I don't know how much,
It's already a 44-minute recording.
Yes.
Well, with all that said, nothing left to do but to hop on in and see what we get.
But before we get started,
make sure that you hit the like button,
hit that subscribe button,
comment down below to feed that algorithm.
On top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this,
unfiltered,
uncensored,
and uncut,
as well as some early access stuff,
you can check it out over on the Patreon.
It's just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure.
There's zero pressure in order to do that. It's just a little bit of extra support, and it would be greatly appreciated.
I should also mention that I told you before, but we are going to be recording a lot more episodes of this over the coming 2 weeks.
Yep. Yeah.
So conceivably, if you're watching this on Patreon, expect more episodes at a much quicker pace as we reach the end of the show.
Mm-hmm. We're going to do what we did back with Macross, where we basically said it was focus on Macross, finish it all off, and then,
Yeah, I would like to get back to focusing on a fewer number of shows, I guess. Like, I appreciate having more slots with shows to fill, but I feel like something is lost in pushing out on too many directions.
No.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff that I would like to watch with you and put it in that spot, but I would also like time to focus more on the shows that we've got. Because you and
That's why I also...
We record.
I've been doing the same thing over on Twitch, so yeah.
Well, because I still have those shows that I'm supposed to be recording solo, and I'm kind of falling behind on that on a hard way. Because also when I record stuff with you, I have to get that stuff edited and put up real quick. And that's the time I would be using to be taking notes on my own shows. And I'm not getting it done. So I think I need to parse down and just get single shows finished and then keep going and keep going and keep going.
So are we going to still be under the empathy thing, or are we going to break the empathy? Let's see. Deviated spirit.
I'm
I think
no.
Going to talk about Ming Yuan. Yeah, Ming Yuan.
金光瑶结为异姓兄弟，不屈名利，不慕权势，同心同德，济世安民。皇天在上，后土为证。吾有一心，千夫所指，五马分尸。
I think we still are.
Okay. So this is what's going on, opposed to the Weibuzan stuff that we already saw.
The withered.
双击。兄长，我想带一人回云深不知处，回云深不知处，带回去。
I mean, we know he wouldn't go though, so not at this point in time.
可他不愿。
As I just said.
你这是要做甚啊，韩光君？
Also, how'd you catch that? You can't catch that. The stuff the spirit forms touch breaks apart.
被无限要救的那名修士温宁和他姐姐温琪，曾与我二人有恩，因此
有恩是怎么回事？当年云梦江氏灭族血案，不是温狗所为？
这位温情似乎没参与过射日之争任何一场凶案，
可他也没有阻拦。既然在温氏作恶时袖手旁观，
I mean, we already know how this turns out.
就得承担苦果。
Plea made to deaf ears.
聂宗主此言甚是，赤峰尊叔的
啊，诸位稍安勿躁，今日要议之事，重点不在于此。
江宗主，如今坊间所传，云梦江氏都靠他魏无羡一人，这是什么风向？要我说，魏无羡这次劫走温狗，恐怕是早有预谋。
此话怎讲？
Also, shut the
他
fuck
借此
up.
机会脱离云梦江氏，去了乱葬岗，又占着阴虎符，怕不是想自立门户？
那倒不会。魏无羡这个人从小就这样，随性惯了，连我父亲都拿他没办法。
风眠兄是拿他没办法吗？风眠兄那是偏爱他。江宗主可知昨天
Just like his mom.
是怎么说的？
Yeah.
我根本不把江婉银这个家主放在眼里。
没有，我没听过魏婴说这句话，也没听到他表露半分对江宗主的不敬之意。
是吗？哎，昨日魏公子一句比一句石破天惊，可能是。
No one's gonna address how this guy used to be a dick rider for Wen Rohan.
我早就觉得他修轨道迟早出问题，为了几条温狗滥杀我们这边的人。
不是滥杀吧？
Still alive in the past.
我没有别的意思。不过，如果真是毒蛊虐待俘虏，杀害了温宁，这就不叫滥杀，叫报仇。
哼，黑的都能说成白的，心中有鬼的女人果然是啊。
Leader Yao.
自己心里清楚，当初他不过在屠戮玄武洞底撩了撩你，你就这么为他。
Oh yeah, this is the yeah.
This is what?
Yeah, I now of course now I remember who she is. Like, wait a minute, she's not Yang-Chi. You know?
Yeah, that's why I said she's alive in the past. You don't recognize the sister?
女人就是女人。
我就事论事而已，又关我是女人什么事？
Oh no, yeah, you're right. Sorry, I was wrong. I thought that was his sister and we were in the past when she's still alive defending him. I didn't realize she was the
怎么会出现在点金阁？
the alliterative joke girl.
你们声音大，行，你们有理。
脱袍退俗，吓唬谁呢？就是哪个喜欢？
I mean, we don't know what happens to her.
这女子倒是比他家族里那帮乌合之众又有骨气的多。世上巧言令色之人太多，仗义直言者就更显可贵。
You think this is the reveal that
Real what?
sorry, no, I'm just remembering something and I need to verify before I look like an idiot.
Okay.
大哥可有好些？
好多了。
大哥头痛之症，乃刀灵侵扰所致。
啊
虽无法
yeah
治愈，
但坚持清心安神，仍可压制。
二哥修为高深，琴艺精绝，大哥不用过虑。
No, I was just. Thought she might have been a Sue member for a second. I forgot what her name was.
可是你母亲所受。
She's not.
他从不教我这些。
Just thought for a second that maybe she went on to become Quinn Shu.
若得名师指点，当一日千里。
We don't know what happened to her, and she just left her clan.
可不敢劳烦啊。
She has to be somebody in the present now.
蓝先生要教什么？
清新音如何？
Well, we already know they spent a lot of time together. This isn't really adding anything to what I think.
哦，看来蓝宗主是很想给聂明菊和金光瑶一个缓和关系的机会。
Oh no, he's poisoning him.
Well, again, we said that during our notes too. That the key poisoning was going to be as a result to him.
大哥，时辰到了，该休息了。
一炷香前才休息过，给我继续，练会为止。
三哥，
叫你三哥也没用。还有你，少给他送这些乱七八糟的东西。
大哥，怀桑只是喜好风雅，醉心书画，岂能说是乱七八糟？
Yeah, he's always been kind of a bitch.
还一唱一和起来了。
看起来关系确实好了不少，可惜。
聂宗主稍安勿躁啊！此事我兰陵金氏定会给聂宗主还有众臣们一个交代的。来人，将薛洋押去死牢。
Did we just somehow wander into an two-episode recap of like the past?
当初你怎么承诺的？血债血偿。薛洋手染溧阳城是几十条人命，现在却只给他个终身不仕。还是说你们兰陵金氏确实如传言一般？ 想让薛洋修复阴虎符，
大哥，先告传言岂能轻信？至于薛洋，真的是我父亲的命令，我没法拒绝。
梦瑶，少在我面前惺惺作态，你那一套早就不管用了。
我那一套，我哪一套啊？ 你总骂我工于心计不入流，可我能跟你一样吗？你出身高贵，修为也高，我呢？你以为我在兰陵金氏站得很稳吗？你以为金子轩死了我就扶摇直上了吗？金光闪他根本没有一丝让我继位的意思。要我天不怕地不怕，我就是怕天怕地，还怕人。
你还是老样子，梦瑶。
I mean, it's increasingly harder to say that he might be a good guy.
恬不知耻。
大哥，您手下的人命只比我多，不比我少。为什么我当初只不过是迫于形势杀了几个修士，就要为你一直这样翻旧账翻到如今呢？
I mean, you killed a guy for ripping off your ideas. That's a bit far.
随而杀人，更绝不会为了往上爬而杀人。
那你杀的人就一定罪有应得吗？设如我杀一人活百人，这是功大于过还是罪有应得？欲成大事，总要有些牺牲的。
That leans more into the person I think he is, the on the fence guy.
是，我和他们当然是不同的。
This isn't Sparta.
无怪乎此！
大哥，不可！
你不要拦着！再这样下去，他非害朕不可！杀早安生！
你心神乱了，大哥！
I guess Lan Xishen isn't good at stopping that.
刀灵侵扰之症愈发重了。
你还敢来？
来认错。 弹琴之日也到了。
Also, it's really hard to poison you from a distance.
西辰说给你时间，我给2个月内提学阳头来见。
好，2个月内，我亲自提薛洋的头来见。
He doesn't have any 2 months. That's the thing. He's like, well, I'll bring you in 2 months while you're to that.
是你下令烧的？
是，怎么来找我算账？一套刀法1年了还没学会，天天玩物丧志，不思进取。清河烈士怎么出的你这种废物？
那又如何？
Remember back in what was it, episode 1 or 2? Episode 3, actually.
大哥息怒。
He says he wants to study this stuff, and they say, yeah, your brother will break your legs, though. Here we are.
需静心安神。刀，成天就知道练刀，谁又练的破玩意儿？我不喜欢就是不喜欢，你勉强我有什么用？反正我又不用当家主，谁爱当家主谁当去。
It's crazy. We never really see any other Ni clan members except for these two. You know, I get the idea. I get the idea that everyone's focus would be on Ning Mengzhu going berserk, killing people, and his spirit like causing them to die. Nobody are gonna think that Meng Yao is a shit player.
Yeah.
He played the Song of Calming and a guy went berserk.
Yeah.
Like I said, I get that everyone's focused on the berserker thing, but well, there you go, you were right. Crazy sword.
Interesting. Yeah. Whip sword. Oh, it is his sword.
游戏结束了。
I guess fire can't go through the portal. What'd that guy do?
时间紧急，我便先带你过来了。
好，再闹大点，引来的人越多越好。
Oh, okay, I guess all the Jin clan is just suddenly an enemy for no reason. I know Guang Yao is their leader, but these guys don't know what's going on.
莫玄宇，你究竟想干什么？这是我小叔叔的寝殿，寝殿懂吗？
怎么回事啊？大晚上的。
忘记，这是在密室。
什么在密室啊？
Hey Guang Yao, where's your fucking wife?
诸位还想在我这里开一场夜宴？
阿瑶，可否开门放行，借密室一关？
二哥，各家密室都是藏在压箱底的法宝，忽然让我打开，这……
打开。
好。
Again, if we think these two are conspiring together, then obviously this is a play.
传言姑苏兰氏最重力，强入一家之主的寝殿，果真是重力。
无妨，我这……
Oh, that's interesting. You remember when they were at the temple and he stepped over the threshold and we saw a vision? They specifically showed us the threshold. Why would they show us the threshold here and not do
the
anything
head is
with
no
it?
longer there. He's cleaned up the, you know.
Well, you left him here alone, and you had to run all the way here, so yeah, you had time. And conversely, Wei Wuxian has just identified himself as the guy who was in the paper.
玄宇所言不假，这是温若寒的东西，阴气很重，所以我加了道封禁咒，各位尽可查验。
哎，那不是金夫人吗？
阿素，你不是在花园宴宾吗？怎么在这里啊？
Subdued.
He did something to her, yeah.
你的手怎么这么冷啊？
I mean, she went into like a quiet.
阿素，你要做什么？
Again, he did something to her before. He touched her face and then just had her over his shoulder all of a sudden, so he already had her in a trance.
方才所见，秦素并没有被邪术操纵的迹象，怎会突然自强？
Literally the opposite of what we just said.
这么短的时间，能转移到哪儿去？
阿素，
阿瑶，节哀吧。
二哥，我不明白，你们突然要我打开密室，阿素有。
Oh, he's gonna blame Mo Sang-yi for it.
有什么事没告诉我？
还记得莫家庄鬼手和行路岭双腿残尸吗？
自然记得。
这具被分尸碎魂的凶尸是大哥。
什么？
You'd figure if that his head was here, they'd be able to sense it. All the resentment coming off of it.
怎么回事，大哥？大哥不是下葬了吗？你我亲眼看见的。西城哥哥，你说的是我大哥？
怀桑，抱歉。怀桑，怀桑，
分尸碎魂。 什么人敢做这种丧心病狂的事
Really hard to buy into this, that we know who he is and everything.
不是，线索便断了。
你们是怀疑大哥的头颅在我这儿？也罢。
He is a good actor, though.
不提。可你们是如何断定的？二哥，韩光君，还是玄宇？ 是你这么说的吗？
You mean the guy who literally accused you? Yeah.
我当年逐你出族，你有什么怨气冲我来就好。可阿素他做错了什么？
Has a crazy sword.
莫玄宇，你杀害金夫人还不服输？
I'm sorry. Are you in a different room when that happened?
Yeah.
玄宇，你把他拔出来了。不，你不是玄宇。
Was the idea that only Wei Wuxian could draw his own sword?
魏无羡，你究竟所求为何？居然对我夫人！
We can still use Jiang's whip. It didn't work on him as evidence.
哪里弄错了？错，此剑有灵，早已封剑，没有人能拔得出来，除非夷陵老祖。
What a fucking devious trick.
Yeah.
社长，你不是用紫电穿过他
Get him into a position where he has to draw his sword.
是，他没有被夺舍，而是献舍。
好你个魏无羡！ 今天你休想离开！
And we should start asking why you have all this shit in your room.
Yeah.
韩国军，你
We did see Jian Cheng defending his brother in the past, even though we know he's super pissed at him now.
出了这个门，你的名声就毁了。
What's on the fence? Is Lon Shen going to help his brother, or is he going to side with Yao?
尽量，你听我。
Come on, man. It was Wen Ning. It wasn't me. Well, started kind of weak, ended powerfully.
Yeah, that happened.
I mean, it's expected. He blames you for the death of his parents, and somewhat rightly so. If he had things under control, he didn't let resentment get to him, Wen Ning wouldn't have gone out of control. I don't know. It's weird. It kind of feels like I'm blaming him for the things other people did. Like, he didn't get his sister killed. Someone got his sister killed by manipulating him.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it was Yao. Obviously it had to have been Yao, because Yao is apparently I'm going through puberty again, is apparently a master manipulator. Like, what I really appreciate about it is that every step is explainable and easy explainable. Like, all he did was he left the sword behind him, pushed him into a position where he would have to draw the sword. He grabs for something. It's like human nature, easily explainable.
No.
Sorry, I thought you were going to do a chakra move.
No. Remember that Yao's mother is supposed to be a prostitute, right?
Yeah.
Remember the temple? What it used to be?
Yeah.
Was that the house where his
my
mother was
problem
there?
here, Lessons, isn't that I don't understand what you're saying. It's just like you're acting like it's a huge reveal.
Okay. Remember that he was looking for a way to unlock the thing that was trapping.
Well, there's no idea what it's actually doing, what the seal is doing. And it's only Wei Wuxian who's trying to unlock that. Presumably it's Guan Yu who has sealed it. And sealed it for what reason?
No. Remember that when Wuxian was on the roof, he created this fake, oh yeah, I know how to break this, right? And then it gets stolen, ends up in the hands of Yao, who was sitting there, then Yao escaped. Could it be that his mother's spirit is trapped still in that temple?
I don't think so, but I mean, obviously, follow that thought where you want to, because I don't know where it leads.
Could it be that ultimately what he wants to do is bring his mother back?
I don't know. I could see where that could come from, though, considering what I said before about Guan Yao could be a good guy if we consider him to be a Wei Wuxian misunderstood figure. That the idea that, what was his name? The guy from Yi City. The guy who lost his arm when we got into a fight with him last time.
Yeah.
The idea that he wanted to bring back that other guy. The idea that we could just be echoing other people's desires and other people's stories. Like, the reason that we saw that story was to prepare us for somebody else having a similar thing.
Yeah.
In that aspect, sure, I could see where you're coming from there. Maybe. Seems like that's a bit... My problem here is I've been watching a lot of show called Ludwig recently, because I love David Mitchell stuff. And something that's in that is conspiracies. And they keep pushing, that feels big, right? That doesn't seem like that's likely, because that's big. A lot of shit would have to happen. This would be a big conspiracy. That sounds big. Let's try and rationalize this into small things.
Yeah.
That right now, our conspiracy is big. Whatever Guan Yao is up to, the massive manipulation he's done over a long-ass period of time, it's big. Bringing back his mother feels small. Why would he accomplish all of this to do that? It feels like he could have accomplished that without all of the rest. I mean, unless I'm misreading the situation, in which case getting the sacrificial ritual and everything is actually massive, and I'm reading it as like getting a book, a forbidden book, mind you, but just a book. There's so many pieces in play to what feels like a greater goal, that having him just be like, I did it all to resurrect my mother, who, by the way, haven't gotten a single flashback for this entire time, other than, the vision, doesn't seem worth it. I don't mean, not from a character motivation, but from what was it all for? Also, we're in a weird space here. We've gone from, this is a romance between two guys with a bunch of stuff happening in the backdrop, to a political Palpatine-level play.
Yeah.
With a romance in the background. Like,
yep.
I don't know anymore. Anything. Like, the element is if we're watching a show where it's literally about one thing, like, this is Gundam Seed, right? we got to get Durandal, or whatever the hell the other guy's name was before Durandal.
Hey, Destiny, yeah.
Well, either one. We got to get that guy because he's doing bad stuff, and then we got to go get that guy because he's doing bad stuff. Very straight ahead.
Forward.
Yeah. Forward vision. This, the fact we keep going back and forth at the time, now here's a couple of more little details, and here's just a bunch of shit you've already seen, and then here's some more details, and who's up to what? Because, back in, I would say, season 2, it was like, we gotta stop Wen Rohan, or we gotta stop Wen Chao. Season 2 was Sea Destiny. We gotta stop Wen Chao. We gotta stop Wen Rohan. There's 2 bad guys. We gotta stop them.
Yeah.
And now, I just got no fucking idea. The fact that Wen Rohan was fucking nobody compared to Guan Yao. Guan Yao manipulating everyone, including Wen Rohan. It's like finding out Palpatine had a guy in the background manipulating him.
Yeah. I want to know what the hell happens next. So I'm hooked. I'm really hooked. So yeah, this episode.
I feel like I'm unprepared.
The moment the guy steps out and was like, "Oh, hey, what happened?" I knew that he was going to lie his gourd about it. The head was not going to be there. The fact that he controlled his wife in order to have her take her own life and just make that the sympathy play, right?
I mean, it follows. We've already seen these people can control. I guess that implies that Guan Yao has demonic power as well.
Oh, yeah.
But we've never seen him have it.
Well,
like I said, he touched her face and she kind of just like out like a couple episodes ago. She went, and then he just carries her. So it's like, yeah, she's been in a trance. That's why we put her on the table and she didn't do anything. But
remember when I said about my note about the second fight in Nevernight when they were going to destroy the Ghost General and they're going to punish the gang. Somebody shows up in not in knee closing, but in yin closing. But we only see the mouth, and he goes like this, and he changes the flames from green, which is Wuxian's thing, to blue.
Yeah, but the implication there would be that was Zhu, not Guan Yao.
Yeah, I think
and Zhu is the one who is a Wei Ying equivalent demonic cultivator, the one who is going to put back together the Stygian amulet. Guan Yao wouldn't need Zhu if Guan Yao was that proficient in it himself.
And guess who ended up protecting Wen Yao? That was Wen Yao ended up protecting him.
I was about to say, got it backwards.
Yeah. So he was probably already working together, right?
Yeah, I'm just saying that, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I thought your implication was that you were going to say that Guan Yao was the guy there. And I was like, no, that was clearly Zhu. Again, though, I just don't know what the point is. I don't think Guan Yao is as proficient at demonic cultivation as anybody else. I don't think he might be proficient at it at all. I think there's enough shit that he could have done to have put his wife into a trance that he wouldn't need demonic cultivation. Hell, he's such a fucking proficient manipulator, he might have just fucking depressed her enough that she wanted to kill herself. She didn't say anything, so it's not like... Could have drugged her. I don't know.
Did it quick, though.
I killed your son, I'll do worse unless you kill yourself. I don't know.
Either way.
But if I was that proficient manipulator, I wouldn't be where I am right now. So obviously I can't imagine what the fuck he said, but he's like that Doctor Who scene where like I can take down the British government in just this many words. And he walks up to a guy, doesn't she look tired? And boom, like a week later, she's no longer the prime minister. Like I said, I don't know. This is also an element of writing. Like I don't know what is actually at play here. The element that another character could show up next episode and explains everything.
Yeah.
And I don't know what's going on with that girl from back when they were all under the Wen thumb. I didn't recognize her. I thought that was the sister because we were back in time and the sister could still been alive, but actually technically this would have been after she died too. I know who she is. I actually, for some reason, don't have her on the current board. A couple of characters went rogue, I guess, on the board, and she's not there. I actually while we were watching the episode, went back to concept board, the old board, and double checked, and she's there, and that's her name.
Well then, that was an episode. That certainly was an episode.
Like I said, it started a bit weak for me because some of that was shit that we saw already, and then a couple of added things in there, and then he's poisoning him. Yeah, we already said that in our notes before the episode started. The element that you can poison someone through string, the instrument. I guess, Lanzan uses string instrument all the time. Who the hell knows? And the element that Lan Zixuan didn't back up his brother. Just further indictment that he might just be in bed with...
Yeah?
No, that wasn't me forgetting. It's just when I thought for a moment, he was heavily in support of Lan Zan and Wei Wuxian getting together. That might be because he's actually that way too. And that when I said he's in bed with him, it just occurred to me that maybe they are actually in a relationship. That maybe his marriage to Quin Su is just a formality to get him into a position of power or something like that.
Yeah.
Still got to cover why the kid had to die. Because again, I don't think he just did it out of spite. There must have been a reason. Everything he fucking does is for a reason.
Well, yeah, we'll have to wait till next episode and see what happens, because this is getting pretty interesting.
Yeah, sorry, I thought you were praying to God. So, I guess with all that said, nothing left to say, but I have been Theta, this has been Lessons, we've been Stoneface Reactions, and we will catch you next time. Bye-bye.